weather front comes through, and I am starving, so I'm gonna jump inside and get something to eat. And this guy, he is just gonna battle me the whole way. Come on, I gotta get some lunch. Come on. Today's video is sponsored by Fume.
Recording. 2 channels started.
Hi everyone. We just woke up at the rest stop. Had a really good night here. Very quiet. Slept like a rock. It's that clock is wrong. It's actually 6:10 a.m. I don't know how I reset it yesterday for the time zone change, and I bunged it up somehow, and it was an hour ahead of the real time, so I was putting it back an hour, but somehow I ended up putting it 2 hours behind. So I'm really confused as to how I ended up. All I was doing was changing it by 1 hour, but I muffed it up somehow. So it's 6:10. I just started the rig. I fired up the diesel heater as soon as I woke up. It was 64 in here, which doesn't need the heater, but what does need the heater is the cab. See, that's the windshield fogged up from the cab being closed off from the back end all night, and just humidity from us being in here breathing. So it's all fogged up. So I've got the diesel heater running and the fan blowing the warm air up there. And I do this, I've done this before. So there's really nice warm air blowing up there to preheat the cab, because everything is colder up there than it is back here. You know, I close the curtain, and even though it's just a piece of fabric, it blocks the hot and cold. It really separates the cab from the back end, but we end up with foggy windshield. You know, the windows back here aren't fogged up, but up there, because of the outside air getting really chilly last night, got foggy. Somebody you know has already crawled up there. He's ready to go. Haven't even taken him out yet. He'll drive right away right now. He doesn't care. There's a Love's 20 minutes up the road. I always check that at night for the next morning. How far is the truck stop, to know whether or not I need to make coffee here, or if I'm just going to put it in gear and drive up there for the truck stop coffee. So a 20-minute drive is perfect. We'll get up there, check our diesel level. I don't think we're going to need to put any in. So we're going to just finish shuffling around in here. I'm just going to brush my teeth, get washed up, shut off the diesel heater, and put it in gear and go get some coffee. Just out here for a quick little whizzer walk for the kid. I-40 off in the background here. Didn't really bother us through the night. I know I like starting driving early in the morning like this, because, you know, I'm doing my waking up as I'm putting miles on. By the time I'm fully awake and alert, and it can be, you know, 100 miles down the road, drinking coffee and waking up. So I like the early morning. I've been trying to catch the sun coming up, but it keeps beating me. Like when my eyes popped open this morning, I could already see light coming through the roof fan that's right above my head, you know. I'm like, dang, I missed it again. Okay, let's go. We're gonna just go up the road a little bit, buddy. Hold on right there. Let me get my key ready so you're not inhaling all the diesel while I fumble with the keys. Colored key. There's my black colored key. Okay, up. Come on, jump it. Jump, go. Okay, right here. Okay, let's take a ride right down the road and stop again, okay? warm up here. Holy smokes.
Things that I did that would be classified as close the door and gave me, and I get dizzy. You know, I mean, I don't. And he said, "You were on." I was there. You felt it physically. Did you see it or did you feel it? No, it was.
All of you that come here to watch the travel videos and enjoy seeing us driving through the country, you might notice a pattern in some of my videos if you look for it. When we're driving and there's a particularly stressful situation, whether we're driving up a mountain or going back down the other side in my heavy truck, I reach for my old habit, my vape device. I may not be using it, but I find myself holding it in my hand a lot in these kind of situations. And that's why I'm glad that I've partnered up with today's sponsor, Fume. Fume offers a simple and enjoyable way to break old habits while still having something to hold on to in your hand. No vapor, no nicotine, just flavor. Fume is an award-winning flavored air device that delivers great taste without any harmful chemicals. Instead of inhaling vapor, you breathe in flavored air to satisfy that craving without the downside. And the Fume's premium wood design is great for keeping my hands busy when I'm driving up those mountains when I would normally reach for my old device. I've been using the raspberry lemon flavor, but there's a whole slew of different flavors to choose from. And they're all made with natural ingredients that are lab tested and backed by doctors right here in the USA. Over 500,000 people have already made the switch to Fume, and if you're ready to make the change away from your old habit, now is the perfect time. Use my code CAMPULENCE when you order your journey pack and get a free topper to add another piece to your Fume journey away from your old habit. Click the link down in the video description, tryfume.com/campulence, or scan the QR code that's right up here on the screen and start your move away from your old habits just like me. Thank you, Fume, for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to the live action. So we just went 50 miles or so. So this is the rest stop yesterday that we were planning to come to. Wow, am I glad to pull off at that earlier rest stop, which was beautiful. It's one we've stayed at before. This is a terrible rest stop. I am so glad that we didn't come on, because if that traffic accident hadn't have been there, this was our target. So this is the car park side, but you can see it's jammed with trucks. So there's nowhere to get quiet here. This would have been a terrible, terrible I may have not even stayed here. If we had pulled in here, I might have searched up and gone somewhere else, because it is just so noisy here and crowded compared to the place we just came from, where we had like all to ourselves, that whole area, and super quiet. Oh, look at this we got that's an Oldsmobile on the back there, and then you got a Ford pickup truck, a couple of nice classics. It's one thing that I've become all too aware of, you know, being out in the southwest of the US. Old cars like that Oldsmobile there, you can find cars like that, some of them for $1,000. Just, they're everywhere, you know, and no rust on the frame. You know, back east, everything's all rotted and rusted, and guys that are bringing the old cars from here and bringing them back east, they're charging a premium for them, and rightly so, because they're transporting them across the country. But out here in the southwest, you can get cars like that all day. I would flip open Facebook Marketplace and just look at the old cars, and just, I'd be like, I'd buy that, I'd buy that, I'd buy that, I'd buy that. Just so many old classics that I would love to have, but that you just can't get back east. So I'll tell you, I would love to come out here with a truck and trailer. And I say out here, you know, we're in New Mexico now, and so you come out New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, but New Mexico, Arizona, the old classics are just, they're everywhere. They are just everywhere. And some of them for just dirt cheap pricing, because they're just old cars out here. There's so many of them. That is a really badly smashed up old El Camino. Wow, that's a shame. Looks like all of them on that trailer are accident cars. And they got their own tow truck. But that El Camino, oh my gosh, look at that. That thing took a pummeling. That's just crumpled right up. What a shame. So I'll bet you that Oldsmobile was probably $800, $500, something like that. It's missing a back bumper. You know, it's got some sun rust on it, I call it. The sun bakes the paint off of it, but it looks pretty straight overall. So easily under $1,000. But even if you could find something like that back east, it would be, you know, $4,000, $5,000, if you could find something. Oh, hello. What you doing? You getting mad at me because I'm lingering?
To put off and talk and some of their subjects that you more able
Better road. Thank you, Texas. I always get beat up driving through New Mexico. There we go. Lone Star State. I just love their road. Why does it say urgents? It's got a Santa car. It had shore power. That's like Canadian, I think. It had a very strange license plate and urgents across the back. I've never seen an ambulance say urgents. Urgency or emergency would make sense. Unless that's the company name, Urgents, I guess. That's possible. Alright, let's get her up to 70 miles an hour and climb this hill. There we go. We held 72 all the way up. So if you get this thing in the power band, it will climb pretty much anything. Where is the Cadillac Ranch? I love this stretch of road for a couple of reasons. It's very familiar. We've been on this many, many times. It's very smooth. It's very flat. This is when we see the start of the windmills. Like, there's windmills by the bazillions around here. So this, it is a wind zone, so a lot of times there's a cross breeze, but it doesn't bother me because it has so many other positives. And also, it's lined with Valero gas stations. And if you've seen some of my past videos, you know I have a sweet spot, literally, for the Cinnabons. And many of these Valero stations have a little Cinnabon substation inside of them. Oh, puppy. What is it? Yeah. This has been a pilot before. Maybe I'm just misremembering. There we go. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna check the balance on the card before we just gotta put some fuel in. Here you're running. gonna take a little break here, buddy. Okay? Just gonna take a little break. Hold on. What? Do you know where we are? Yeah, we're gonna take a little walk out here and leave our mark on one of these old Cadillacs. You excited? I know. I know. Let's get a bunch of stickers. Okay? We'll get a bunch of stickers and we'll take them out there and we'll stick them on the cars. Okay? Okay. Come here. Right here. Right here. Right here. Come here, around this way. Around here. Come on. Stay. Okay. Good to go. Here we go. I hope it's not too messy out here. Come on. No parking. How you doing, brother?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad. Come on. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, you can smell the spray paint already. And I'm an idiot because I didn't bring any. I thought I had some in the rig. And then when I looked, it wasn't there. And I'd been to like 10 stores where I could have bought some. But I'm like, no, I got some in the rig. I know I do. Smart people would be out here selling cans of spray paint for 20 bucks a can. Right? Okay, buddy. Yeah, you can smell the spray paint. Oh my gosh. Wow. I hope y'all are getting a good picture. Come on, puppy. Okay. Oh, he's so excited. You want to go pee-pee? I just don't want him to get in any mud. Oh, and there's a butt ton of mud all around the cars. It must have rained here. Good boy. Okay. Come on. Come on. No, we can't get out there. Aw. We can't leave our stickers on there. Aw. So, 58, no, 56, 59. I wonder if they're in year order. Hey, down there is 60, 59, 60. Just tell them. Hush, 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 hush. I know. So exciting. Ah. Oh, what a pisser. That is a quagmire. Holy smokes. Stay. Let me see if I can get one with you. Stay.
That's really too bad.
Hey, stay right there. Nope. Stay right there. Stay. 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 What a good boy. Stay. Stay. What a good boy. Okay, what a good boy. Goodness. What smells so good out there? Oh wait, I don't need to have this camera on because y'all are already watching him on the other camera. So here you can watch me film him on this camera from that camera. Oh my gosh, if I had another one up here, we could triple up. So cool.
No.
Stay right here. Okay, come here. We're gonna go do something over here. We're gonna get mischievous, okay? Stay. Stay. Oh, come here. Yeah, right there. Stay. Stay, buddy. Oh, come here. Yeah, right there. Stay. Stay, buddy. There's a boy. I put you through so much torture, don't I? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Catching a buzz from that spray paint. Holy smokes. Gosh. Ugh. Well, if any of y'all stop by here in the next, 24 hours, you might see our stickers on that garbage can. That's about the best we're gonna be able to do. Those cars are in the middle of a pond. Could have come with some waders and been the only person out there, right? Some hip waders. Oh, okay, puppy. What a good boy. What a good boy. I don't want you to get muddy, left. Nope. Oh, Oh, come on. You gotta walk it off now. Gotta walk it off. Come on. He went right up in that mud and then put his brakes on when I tried to pull him backwards, so he got a half a pound of mud up in his back paws. Hey, come on, stop with the brakes. Trying to get him to walk it off. There you go. Okay, come on. Okay, this way. Through the gate. Come on. Thank you, buddy. You did really good for the pictures. Come on, we're going. Come on, jump up. Come on. Hey, up. You goofball. Let me get this whole thing off of me here. Whew! I hope that worked. Okay, very cool. I was just talking to myself, basically, and Lefty, which means I'm talking to myself. It's humid here. This is the first humidity that we felt in quite a while. Like, we got back in the truck and I'm like sweating, and I'm like, why am I sweating so much? And then I realized it's very humid here. And man, it feels great to be in humidity. Look at all the spray painting on the road and on this barrier. I don't know. We left our mark. So if you come by the Cadillac Ranch it's going to have to be in the next, I don't know how often they empty those garbage bags, but half of the stickers are on the garbage bags and the other half are on the can. But the problem is, by the time I post this video, it's going to be, they'll be long gone. I just realized that. We're driving another hour and then we're going to stop for the day. I got that feeling where I'm pretty haggard. You know, this has been, I don't know how many days we've been on the road already, and I know we're only in Texas, but it's been some long days of driving from Utah all the way down to Yuma, and then from Yuma back up to I-40, and then starting east. It's a lot of miles we've covered already. We've already covered 1,400 miles, and we're only in Texas. Buc-ee's. We gotta go. Exit 76. We gotta go to Buc-ee's. So Tom, this is for you, brother. We're gonna make it to Buc-ee's. Yeah. Here we go. This will be my first time coming to a Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's Amarillo. So Tom, I'm coming here. We just happen to need like a quarter tank of fuel. And when the needle shows that, we actually need more than a quarter tank because my gauge is a little flaky. Oh my gosh. Wow. Holy smokes. Look at the size of this place. Oh my gosh. And we are going to be going inside because I understand there's some kind of brisket sandwich that I have to get. We have diesel everywhere? Yes, we do. All right. I don't know why I'm so excited, but I am. Tom sent me some Buc-ee's gift cards, and armed with one of those, I'm gonna put some fuel in and go right in there and get me a sandwich for lunch. I don't know. He doesn't know the importance of what we're about to do. So thank you, Tom. You're keeping us fueled up on this trip. Gotta get some fuel, okay? Stay. Oh, this is mine. Oh, this is all mine. What are you doing up there in my seat? Oh, up there in my seat. Okay, buddy. Okay. You being a good boy in the truck? Yes, you are. You being a very good boy in the truck. Mwah. Very good boy. Okay. How do we get out of this place? That was Super cool. So I tried the Buc-ee's card at the pump and it didn't work. So I'm like, ah. So I go inside. Very, very nice young lady. I say, hey, I'm trying, do I have to do anything with this card or activate it or something? It's not working. A friend of mine gave these to me. And she's like, well, they purchased them and put money on it? And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have given them to me if he hadn't. And turns out that you can't use the card at the pump. You have to prepay inside. So one of the guys' manager was walking by and she asked him and he's like, no, you just got to prepay. So I prepaid and she's like, well, which vehicle is it? And I'm like, well, it's that, because it's, you know, there's 1,000 pumps out there. And I'm like, it's that tan ambulance on the other side of that red car. So she's like looking and she brings it up on the camera and there's the ambulance with Lefty sitting in the front seat. And I'm like, yeah, that's us. So she puts the $50 on that pump. That was so cool. She's like, you're all set. And it worked. And then I get out to the rig and notice that the price for diesel was only like $2.89, and I'm like, oh God, is it gonna fit $50? Because I chose $50 because I'm trying to think of how much it could really take. And then I'm like nervous that it's not gonna take $50, but it did. Needle, it only showed like it needed a quarter tank, and this is a 55-gallon tank, so a quarter of that would be what? 14 gallons? So 14 gallons at $3 would be $52. So it could have taken more. In other words, it was lower than a quarter tank, really, because it goes to the F and then it keeps going way past F. It's always been that way. So after I finished pumping, I went back inside and got one of the famous brisket sandwiches and some Buc-ee chips and some Buc-ee's glazed pecans, which I love. Nuts. I'm a big nut eater. No jokes. So I've got my lunch. So we've got 51 miles to our overnight spot. And then I'm gonna dig into that Buc-ee sandwich and see what all the hoopla's about. And he had his nose deep in the bag when I came back to the truck, smelling that sandwich. Come on.
Trust their people to that degree. Trust needs accepts. I thought, even we say in our book, we actually believe it's that great. It's certainly a big experiment. I am a
Been here before. Okay. Been here before. Hush. I hope y'all can see me. I am not going to take the time to aim the camera because This is one of the best things that I have ever put into my mouth. This is a Buc-ee's extra large chopped brisket sandwich and some beaver chips, which are like homemade potato chips. Oh my God. I just took the first couple bites out of this sandwich and I'm like, this is unbelievable. And these things are awesome, these chips. Oh my God. Buc-ee's, please open a Buc-ee's back in New York so that my family can experience this. Oh my gosh. Wow. This is so good. Oh my gosh. The meat is so soft. You can feel like there's fat in there, which is great for flavor. Oh, it's so good. So all of you that are watching that know about these, you're probably like, yeah, they're good and everything. This is the first time I've ever even heard of them. When I was in there, they do this, they yell out something like, hey, while they're cooking. Like when somebody orders something, I don't know, but they yell this thing out. Whatever it is, put it down in the comments. And then, so I'm standing there looking at like all the sandwiches, and I had heard about, because I did a little bit of reading before I stopped at Buc-ee's. And I read about the briskets and chopped brisket, and they got the extra large one, and I'm like, that's me, the extra large. So I'm walking around, and there's the extra large ones. And then the guy who's like behind there cooking stuff, he starts yelling out something, and some of the customers started chanting whatever this saying was. I don't know what it is. Put it in the comments so I can understand. If I lived near a Buc-ee's, that would be trouble. I would be just killing these things all the time. I mean, technically, I bought this at a gas station. That's the crazy thing. I wanted to turn the camera on because I wanted to show you just how rough it is living on the road. Right over there, I got my Cinnabon in wait for dessert. This is what I mean, like this trip, I'm taking this trip way more calming than I ever have before. Like when I saw the sign for Buc-ee's, I'm like, oh, we're going. Stopping at the Cadillac Ranch, doing it because even though I'm really anxious to get back to New York, the way that this trip is going is really making me feel good. This is our overnight spot. We've stayed right in this exact same spot before. This is a rest stop east of Amarillo, and I always back it in right here. And even though the interstate's right there, I always sleep fine here with my head up at that end. It quiets down at night. There's a lot less traffic. It's about 4 p.m. I just ate that Buc-ee's sandwich, and I feel like I'm in food coma right now. But this is a nice rest stop. So this was our target for the day, and we made it. I always remember when we come up over that rise that this rest area is right up here. At least it's a quiet road. It's not bumpy and all that, because that can add a lot of sound. Trucks going over bumps. Look at this guy. Hanging out. Hello. If there was one complaint that I have about these stickers, is that they don't have a crack on the back, you know, like a crack and peel. And I'm just this is not fun. I mean, it's worth it to get the lefty love staring at you all the time, but man, I don't have enough fingernail. It's been so long I've been sitting here that I finally said I've got to get this recorded on camera so that y'all can get a good chuckle out of me, and I could use a good laugh right about now. So, oh my, oh, we got something. Come on. Oh my gosh, I just cannot get, oh. So any of you that have grabbed stickers from us, I apologize for this. If y'all are going through the same thing that I'm going through right now, oh, you have full authority to cuss me out while you're trying to peel your sticker back off. You are fully authorized. Oh, we got something happening here. Don't lose it. There we go. So you gotta get the lefty word. The way these are designed is lefty's name is straight, which puts his head at the proper tilt. You know, the inquisitive dog look. There. See, that was worth the punishment. So I wanted to really quickly at the end of the video today, I want to thank all of you for all of the condolences over AC's passing. I've read every comment that y'all have left. I haven't been able to reply to most of you, but I did click the like button on them so that you know that I am reading them. And I have read every single comment that y'all have left there, and I thank you very much. And as I said in the last video, that's a moment that I'll never forget. I will never forget the moment. And a lot of you mentioned in the comments, and I 100% agree, that I'm so glad that I was here and not across the country, so that I could go and take some of Dalen's grief away from her and squeeze it out of her, basically, is what I feel like in that moment is what was happening. And I'm so thankful that I was here to be able to do that. All of you that feel and share in the grief, thank you. And that this comes from years of being together, and I'm so glad that I have all of you here as a support system, being able to talk about this. And I get it, you're not right here face to face, but I do feel like I'm talking to all of you. Some of you by name I've known for so long, and it's helped me to be able to share this with all of you. And talked to Linda yesterday. The arrangements have been set up. Something that came into my mind, and I don't know why I thought about this, is what am I going to wear? I don't have anything even close to what I would think would be proper attire for that kind of gathering. The only non-shorts that I have are, you've seen them, you know, cargo hiking pants, and they're not in great condition. You know, I do have a new pair, but they're still, you know, tan khaki colored cargo pants, which I don't know. The other part of me feels like that if I show up in my regular clothing, that's me, you know, that's me. And if I were to go out and get, you know, purchase new clothing that I won't wear probably ever again, it'll get stored away. I don't feel I don't know. It's a confusing, and I don't know why it even came up in my mind, because Linda's like, you're going to join us? And I said, of course, absolutely, I'll be there, Linda. And then after we got off the phone a little while later, it struck in my mind, what the heck am I going to wear? And I feel like if I wear my good shorts, my good hiking shorts, and one of my good t-shirts, that's me. And that's, you know, that's what I looked like the last time AC and I saw each other last year when he stopped by. I don't know if I mentioned this in the video. He stopped by, he was dropping off something from his mom to my mom. So I don't know, something, gadget. I think it had something to do with hair care. Like it was a blow dryer or something. I'm not sure. But he, you know, as a young guy, he got roped into driving it over here and dropping it off. And so he came to the door and gave it to me. And I hugged him. I hadn't seen him in, probably, other than video calls, like if Dalen was at a dinner with the family there, and AC would be in the group, and she would put the video, her phone around, and I'd say hi to everybody. But other than that, I hadn't seen him in person in, some years, several years. And just last year, he stopped by, like I said, to drop something off. And it was just a quick few-minute conversation, standing out on the front porch. And I hugged him and told him it was good to see him, and he went on his way. That's the last time that I saw him in person. But just a quick thank you. Today, I wanted today's video to just be, lighthearted, traveling, showing you all the good parts of life, and that's. I feel like there's a real perspective. When the news came to us, AC had passed, all of my worries and troubles and stresses that I've been swirling around and carrying on my back literally just absolutely disappeared. Just gone in that moment. And this is, several days later, and I still, it flip-flopped my priorities and my caring, and it flipped it all absolutely upside down. That makes me glad. I'm happy that it did that. I was heading in a path that was kind of grinding on me. Mom can attest to it. I've shared with her, the stress that I have. I have repairs to do to the rig. I had some comfort upgrades planned for this summer that I really want to get done. And I have, y'all know, I have all these companies that are relying on me to show their products in the videos, and all of that stuff is what I was carrying as my highest priority. Got to get these things done, stressing out over it. And that just, out the window. It all disappeared. And I'm keeping that feeling. So just thank you all so much for watching the last video. I'm glad I was able to finally make that video. It was not easy to make. I tried several times, and those video clips, I can't watch them. They're so sad. It was still way too raw, and I was not able to get the words out. But thank you all so much. I'm going to switch gears here real quick. I have a public service announcement that I want to share. This is very important. Right here in front of me is Oreo chocolate covered pretzel flavor. And you can see how they have some chocolate covered pretzels right here as an enticer, right? So mom got these. She saw them in the store and she bought them. She bought 2 packs. I don't know if it was a buy one, get one free or what. That's usually when mom buys stuff. The worst cookie that all of us have ever put in our mouths. If you see these, don't buy them. Go the other direction. The only flavor that I can identify, and we've all agreed, the only flavor they have is salt. That's the only flavor that comes out of these. There's no pretzel bit. You know, I was expecting like little bits of pretzel covered in chocolate in a little chocolate. No, it's just a creamy brown stuff filling in between 2 cookies that are supposed to be pretzel flavored cookies. It's lost in the mix. Something went really haywire with these, and it's just a horrible, horrible cookie. If any of you are addicted to these and love them, I'm sorry, but none of us here have enjoyed having these. I'm gonna have to take a break. All right, I am sorry about that. A gentleman just stopped by and dropped off a beautiful bouquet of roses, different colored roses. He's a member of the church that Mom and Howard are members of, that's, you know, right over here in Henrietta. And he just dropped off a bouquet. That's why this guy was making so much noise down there. Oh no, you don't want those cookies, believe me. So, just a little bit of lighthearted fun here, but these are not fit for human consumption in my mind. So I'm going to end the video here. Again, many thanks to all of you for being so gracious to me and the family. And I'm really thankful to have you all here with me. Everyone take care, be safe. We'll see y'all again really soon.